Alright, okay guys, here I am. Just finished installing the downpipe onto the muffler and the cat right there. Um, First I've tightened the two bolts already. Uh, I've used this long breaker bar with the long 1/2 socket extension. With this 27, a 27 and well, a 19 and a 17 millimeter socket, and I just went ahead and tightened um, the down pipe. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you should know what I'm talking about by now. And also tighten uh, these uh, these two bolts right here at the Cadillac converter and the down pipes. Notice I've used my 3-ton jack to hold it up in place, so I can kind of bolt it in, but I didn't tighten it up. This is uh, I didn't have the bracket tied up, but I did connect this wire back on. It's like a ground wire. Need that to plug back on. I plugged back on the um, this is the O2 sensor. Okay, it's not the OC sensor. I mean, keep saying OC sensor, but it's an O2 sensor. I plug it back on. The wire already plugged back on. It's right here, right up here. Okay, it's falling down now. Uh, but I just plugged the wire back on already before I even plug the uh, my negative battery wire on. So I plug everything back on before I plug the battery on. And everything right now seems to be temporary, guys, like the muffler, the exhaust, and the downpipe. I didn't tighten the bolts, as you guys can see. I just, hand tighten it. I didn't torque it or anything, just hand tighten, okay? Don't torque it yet. I'm not gonna torque it yet until I'm actually done with the checking out the oil leaks. If see if they have oil leaks after this. One thing you want to notice is um, after I put the RTV, ultra grade RTV onto the um, this crankshaft resistance sensor there. Um, I don't torque it yet. I wait for like 15 minutes. Then I use this. Where is it? Okay, right here. I use my torque wrench. You can buy this from. You should have a torque wrench. You need a torque wrench if you really want to know how many torque you want to wrench on your bolts. This is like 20 bucks at Harbor 2 somewhere out there. I use a 10 millimeter there, and I went and torqued the bolts, the crankshaft position bolt right there. I torqued it to I tightened torqued it to I set it to like this is an inch, so it's like 60 inch. uh yeah, it's 60-inch pound. I set it to 60-inch pound, which is converted to maybe around 5 to 6 foot-pound. I put a little bit more than 60, so it's supposed to be around 7 foot-pounds of torque. So I just set it around 70 inch pound, and then I torqued it down, and it's tight. Okay, I hand tighten it first. I kind of hand tighten it first, and then I check it back with my torque wrench, and it's around the same pounds of torch. So I did a good job hand tightening first too. But I just want to make sure, because you never know hand tighten. You don't really know the exact torch, so you have to use the torque wrench, um, to tighten the bolt. So so now after 15 minutes, the RTV is on, and I torque the bolt down, and it should be snug in tight. It should be, RTV should be secured now, seal it good now, and I don't expect oil to leak out of that anymore, um, especially when I torque it down right this time. um, and basically I'm just gonna wait for like a day or two to let it cure, the RTV to cure, before I start the engine. And now what I can do next is everything seems to be clean up here except I need to loosen out this old oil filter here, and then after I lose it out, I'm gonna clean around on the top edge. I'm gonna come outside after. So right now I'm gonna lose the oil filter out. Okay, that you guys see here. So now my down pipes and my exhaust already installed up here, and I'm not gonna touch my oil pan gasket, at all right now. Just this is for temporary, okay, for me to check the oil leaks. But my oil filter is off. The old oil filter is off, and I'm gonna go up here, out here, to let you guys see. Um, okay, now I'm gonna use a rag. I'm gonna clean rag. Okay, use a clean rag if you can. I'm trying to find a clean rag spot here. This rag been used, so okay, this one is the clean part right here. Now, I took the oil filter out, but the housing, make sure there's no more oil around it. I know I did, like, I clean it, I spray it, and I clean it with alcohol and everything around here too, but not really, not really that clean. So I want to make sure all around this area is oil free, no oil contaminate around here before I install the new oil filter on. Right? Yep, that's it, guys. So now down here should be clean too, but there should be oil right here too. There's some oil around here, but this area should be clean on the surface. And now I'm ready to install the new oil filter. I'm gonna set up and put my camera right here when I install the oil filter, but for now let's come up here and show you guys what I have up here, the new oil filter and the oil that I'm gonna install in. Okay guys, this oil filter, let's see if it's gonna focus right now. I don't know if it's gonna focus, but try my best to focus it here. Okay, this new oil filter is from Napa. It's the same oil filter that I had down there, the old one. Same thing. 21085 Pro Select from Napa. Okay. Now I'm gonna install the new oil filter right now. So it's brand new. I'm gonna tear it out. Okay. You want to install the new oil filter on first before before I put in new oil into the engine. Remember, put the new oil filter in first before putting the new oil into the engine. All right, don't mistake from that. Now I'm gonna show you what oil I have before I install that in the oil filter. um, I have mix and match oil. I have some old oil that been laying around but it's not used yet. It's like new, it's unopened, but it's been old. It's been like sitting in my house for like over 2 years or so. It's conventional. It's Valvoline Next Gen. I don't know if you guys know it, but the Next Gen was like years ago when it just came out. um, I kind of use this with my Integra and other cars too, because they all take 530. Um, okay, it's focused now. Okay, now I have Valvoline. This is old oil, but it's never used. Valvoline 5W30 conventional. Okay, all these are conventional. All of these oil are conventional. Okay, I want to use conventional before I even go to synthetic or anything better. So now, just for for temporary, I'm going to use conventional for the next 3,000 miles or 6,000 miles. Okay, for the next 2 oil change. So this, I just bought this from I bought 3/4 of this from Walmart. Super Tech conventional oil 5W30. It's motor oil, so I mean anything will be all right. Right now I'm gonna mix and match it. It'll be all right. It'll be just fine. Just use it for the next 1,000 mile, and then I'm gonna dump it out anyway. Gonna do another oil change after this, and I'm gonna go for a better oil filter too. I'm gonna go to like Bosch oil filter after this. The Bosch is like you know, it's more expensive. It's not too expensive, but it's a good. Bosch is a good quality brand, you know, for the oil filter. I'm not trying to get K&N. Yeah, K&N is kind of expensive. I might over the time, but for now, let's go cheapest, lowest, you know, as I can, just for the next two oil change. So I'm gonna basically change my oil with this oil, all 4.5. This is a half bottle right here. This is 4.5 quart, and my engine take 4.5 quarts. Okay, and it's just ready right now to be pulled in after I change the oil filter here. Now to change the oil filter, um, you know, I'll show you a way too. If you guys notice that I'm gonna take some of the oil from here, or I'll take some new oil and make sure your hand is not dirty. Okay, so you can take some oil from, you know, old oil or so, doesn't matter, and just put oil around the lips here. Okay, I would use the new oil. Okay, let me take the new oil out. I would use the new oil and use my finger, and I can pour some oil into the oil filter right now too if I wanted to. Okay, just you can pour like 1/4 of a quart in the oil filter, and you know it's okay to have oil in there first before I install it in. And I just take some of the new oil and spray the oil around this gasket right here. Okay, because if it's dry, next time when you take it off, take the oil filter off, it might be tight. Okay, so that's why, and that's why they sell they sell something to put uh, they sell a package of lubricant to put around this gasket here, the oil filter gasket, and on the oil the oil drain plug too. They sell a package of that to put around this gasket here, and around the oil plug drain plug too. So now after, you know, after I have some oil around here already, I will go ahead and go down. I'm gonna show you guys about um, I'm gonna show you guys about uh, the oil drain plug first before I install the oil filter back on. You see, now my new oil pan doesn't come with this white nylon plastic looking gasket right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's what it is. It's right there. Um, just find it at AutoZone or Lowe's. I found this at Lowe's. Just find the right size of this nylon. Let me focus this in. Okay, this nylon plastic O-ring is at Lowe's. They sell for like $1 for a package of 4 or 6. And make sure this O-ring is fit into this oil drain plug. Okay, make sure you know your oil drain plug size. Uh, I think this is 1/2 by 20 inch or something like that. But my oil pan and the oil drain plug doesn't come with this O-ring. Okay, I bought this separately. This is what I'm talking about. You don't necessarily need to put any oil when you install this. Just tighten it down. Use a socket wrench right here. Where is it? I had it right here. Um, right here. It takes a 19mm socket, and then just put in with the wrenches and tighten it to I think around 20 foot-pound. Yeah, around 20 foot-pound. Just tighten it to a snug tight, you know. Uh, so, and then after I can just put some blue sealing RTV. The blue sealant that I had, the security sealant, put it around this plug, the oil drain plug bolts here, and so it won't leak later on. But you gotta know what I'm talking about. So now, you know, this surface right here, it's already got oil in it. So when I put oil onto the gasket, it's the same thing. So make sure your oil drain plugs is tightened before you put the oil in. Okay. So now I'm going to install. I'm going to install the oil filter here. Now the oil filter. When I install the oil filter, um, let me put my camera right here so you guys can see. Matter of fact, I can just hold it with 2 hands here. It'll be alright. Oh. Okay. Well, this is kind of hard. Okay. I'm gonna set my camera right here. This camera gonna set right there. You guys really can see that. Can you see that? Let me focus this in for a little bit. Okay. Alright, there it is. I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, I'm gonna install in there like that. And just hand tighten, that's it. There's no need to use a socket or a wrench to tighten it, just hand tighten it. You don't need no special tool. The special tool is only for loosening it out. So, there it goes. There it is. Make sure there's no dull or dust or any contaminated stuff around the oil filter, okay? There's some oil around here. I gotta wipe. Just wipe it clean. And I'm just gonna hand tighten it. So hand tighten should be okay. Okay, it's gonna stay on there for good. I should have put more oil onto the oil filter when but it's all right. Try to put like 1/4 of a quarter bottle of oil onto the oil filter before you installing on. I kind of put too little, but anyway. Um, so now make sure everything plug in right, like the battery is plugged into, and gonna make sure when I plug in the battery, I'm gonna shut down the door so the battery won't die. It's like that. And right now, the engine is ready to put some new oil in. 4.5 quart of new oil I'm gonna put in. Make sure I have installed this for easy to pull in my new oil. Um, okay, so it's ready, and I'm gonna start uh, putting new oil in, 4.5 quart, and after that, I'm gonna crank it up. Wow, it's really windy, so I'm gonna wait until the windy stop a little bit, because the windy, you know, you can't really pull the oil if it's windy. Okay, it stopped a little bit. So I'm just gonna pour 4.5 quart of new oil. Make sure there's no leaf falling in because it's windy. You know, if you work in a windy area. Um, so I'm just gonna pour 4.5 quart of oil in there, and everything seems to be all right, then I'm gonna crank it up and go down there and check for leaks. And I'll see you guys on the next video and see what happened. All right guys, just make sure you work carefully. Bye now.